Hello viewers, welcome to Eastern Showcase. We are live here in Umebo village, Ezalowere Ezike Autonomous Community in the Himembano local government area of Imo State. This is the country home of the Imo Wonder Kid, talking about Kenneth Akupondo, the young chap who invented his own automobile and of course built a flying plane. This morning we are going to have a session with him. Keep watching Eastern Showcase. Be right back. Boom. Earlier, we told you we are in the home country of the Imo Wonder Kid who invented automobiles and aeroplanes. This morning, we are going to have a session with him, and we have right here with us the Wonder Kid. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, could you please tell our viewers your name?
My name is Akobun Genet Olebe, and I'm 20 years old. I'm from Umebu Mezalo in Mbano, Imo State, Nigeria.
All right, that's cool. Now, what's your highest educational qualification? Tell us.
Um, I stopped at SSCE, that is, I only wrote senior work, and that is where I stopped.
Have you attempted the joint admission matriculation examination? Have you ever written JAM? Have you?
Yes, I did it once. That was last year, so but I was unable to be offered admission.
All right, tell us about these stuffs you've been able to invent. You built an automobile, you built an aircraft, and of course, you are equally into some other things which are making waves. How did you go about inventing these stuffs?
Well, I can tell you the idea comes about when I'm 7 years old, and all I do was to practicalize boldly and strongly, working hard to see how I can improve myself. Though I've not entered or attended any university or technical college or institution, but the idea inspiration comes from dream. When I sleep, I got some dreams how to work on it. So when I woke up, I noticed that was a dream. I had to work on it very passionately. That is how I come up to invent the T-Rex, the scooter bike, the ultralight aircraft, and some other mini inventions I made.
You are using some technical terms, but you told us right here that you've not attended any special institution or any technical school. How did you go about assembling these materials with which you built these machines?
There in the dream, I got some inspiration, and there's a kind of group of people, they lectured me what to do and how to do it. They told
Wow.
me the ones that are responsible for each work, like the names, how they are technically called, and some more that I have to follow according to what I'm being taught, and that's how it comes up in reality.
You got this inspiration right in the dream,
Yeah.
and they directed you on how to assemble these materials. Okay, now you've built these things and they are moving. How did you go about naming them? This is T-Rex.
Okay.
What inspired you to name this one? What's T-Rex all about?
The reason why it's called T-Rex is a kind of T stands for tricycle, and Rex is a kind of this is an invention, an impact of normal tricycle, So I decided to make it a little bit
Okay.
unique and somehow confusing to people when the two wheels are at the front, single wheel at the back. Why the normal tricycle have one at the front, two wheels at the back? This really makes it different, and it's just it's a popular invention anyway, but different in the inverse of it.
All right, we have one behind us. This particular one. What exactly? It looks like a machine, or can I say bicycle? What's special about this?
Well, this one it's a scooter bike. It's one of the trendy mini bikes on internet. I decided to design one myself. The reason why it's scooter is that it has a little wheel on the front. I mean, the two wheels are very small and has a long handle for control systems. And it's a kind of the sketch was really mini, and people couldn't imagine that it can take up to 85 kilometers per hour. So it was really incredible. And it uses a two-stroke engine, so that is why it's different from other bikes.
Now, before we go to the aircraft, could you please explain to us or give us a detailed or brief insight on the measures? How can you calculate the distance of the T-Rex? And what distance have you been able to cover with it so far?
This very T-Rex spot, I used a 1.5 millimeter inches pipe for the measurement of the sketch, the body, and I used this is our normal wheel we know. 30 by 10-inch wheel, normally using our wheelbarrows, and the materials that are improvised, and the top speed is rating up to 85 kilometer for safety, but in high speed it can reach up to 90-95. But for safety it is calculated for 85 kilometer, because the engine can work up to 25 hours per day.
Wow.
On high performance, which means the engine is able to cover a distance of 120 kilometer.
No, we're not talking about the distance it could be able to cover. From what you've been doing so far, it's quite obvious that you've been riding on it. This is remember, of course. To what extent have you traveled or have you moved from here? What extent have you gone with it, and how was the experience like?
Um, I have taken this from Imo State here to Abia State, and I ride it from here to Umuahia, then Aba, and again I took it to Were. But the last distance take I took was, I took it from Imo here in Imembano to Onisha in Ogidi in Anambra State.
Okay.
So this meters is up to 125 kilometers from Imo here. So, and the bike is able to go and come back. That means it can cruise up to 250 kilometers um, um, per day.
Okay.
In actual walking.
All right. Now to the aircraft, it is quite incredible that at this stage of our development, a young chap of your stage will build an aircraft, and to the extent that it could fly to the admiration of the public. How did you get about inventing this particular one you have here?
Well, this very one, I came up with the idea in 2017. So, but before then, 2012, I started thinking about to make something unique that can actually leave the ground, especially something like powered hovercraft or aircraft. So I succeeded. So, but when the flight test first was done, it was on a remote control. After tested, I flew it that someone can sit inside and actually fly around, maybe a helicopter or other craft. So I took up that stand and risk. I had started to construct something ultralight. And the reason why it's giving ultralight is because it's a light aircraft and open cockpit. You can view the pilot while flying, and the materials are almost locally made and sourced. So starting with that very aircraft, the first one was built on 2018. And when I took it to flight test, then I have not studied more. I didn't know, sorry, in the gym, I have not learned more about the aerodynamics and aeronautics. So I tried. So I started with the wooden aircraft. So on the text, I couldn't be able to fly that very one, but it really gives me a new idea to my target. So the second one was built 2019. That very one, I constructed it. I went for a test. This very time, I lost control, so I had to on the runway even. So I went falling off. So and that one got cracked. And the next one was 2020, and which is the successful flight I got. So the first flight I did it at Obolo, and then I flew around, but I still got crashed because I'm not really qualified pilot, and I need to learn as a self-taught pilot and engineer. So I need to take precautions and know how to fly first. So I had to practice accordingly. And the second flight test, I did it at stadium. It was good. And though I started having issue of engine as a limitation of that matter, but with time I had to source the engine, I had to fix everything together. And before I took it to where I flew it finally, before the last crash I did. So this Donko King PZ-2020 experimental aircraft is the first successful aircraft I ever manufactured, and
So
really worked.
so the PZ 2020 experimental aircraft, you're telling us that you can fly it without a fear of crash.
Yes, of course, because the first limitation was engine.
Okay.
So after I must have overcome that challenge,
How were you able to overcome the challenge of fixing the engine?
the engine got losing power because it works about on a due rate up to 8 hours on a normal walk. So overspeeding and increasing the power, it's divided into three. That means I'm having up to should be 2 or 1.8 hours per day. So the engine, whereby the flight once you take off, you need to, as a beginner, you need to fly up to 1 hour, 2 hours to master your control. So the engine couldn't work effectively to those times.
Okay.
So the time interval really affected the engine. So it goes losing power. So I had to look for more advanced engine that can work up to 8 hours per day on high performance. So if I can be able to get that powered engine, the aircraft is ready to fly for a distance of I think 200 kilometer, because the speed it travels up to I think 45 knots per meter.
Okay. We've had, let's say, rumors of you securing a government or state government scholarship and all that. How is it like? Tell us about the scholarship you secured recently.
Well, I can tell you most of my informations are online, so they are viral. So some paste my information and they posted one or two stuff like that. But the most thing I can remember was when last I'm called, so they said I'm being offered admission to study or scholarship. Sorry. So since then I haven't received any call
No,
from.
what you're saying in essence is that it's just a rumor. There is no, you don't have any scholarship yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's look at we've seen the things you've been able to achieve. Could you please just highlight, tell us majorly about your major challenges, some of the challenges you're facing as it stands?
Well, the major challenges I'm facing right this time, it's I can say my inventions for it's a sponsorship.
Okay.
I guess if I am being sponsored materially, educationally, and otherwise, it can really help me out in more idea, in creating more inventions.
Can you be specific? What exactly do you want? Don't you feel you want to further go to a better institution where you can improve on these skills and develop more machines?
Yes, of course. I really want to. My challenges I have, and I need to go more about the study. I need to study more, no direct link to a specific project like what I'm doing, know how they are being made with the real materials and resources. I think that is the first one, and the second was financial sponsorship. Like once I got the ideas how they had been made, I really need money to put them in practice to invent them out. So I think these two stuffs are really okay by me to improve.
All right. Hello viewers. So far, it's been a wonderful section with the Imo Wonder Kid talking about Kenneth Akubodo. It's quite funny, or let's say it's quite incredible that this young chap is just 20 and he's going about putting up these machines. In a short while, we'll be having a section with his father. He's going to tell us about his family and what this young chap was like while he was growing up. We'll be right back.
Kenny got balls. Kenny got balls.
My name is Akobundo Boston. Actually, I feel so happy because I found out that my child was a child that has been given, God has been giving talent in all he's doing. And I know that that was the gift of God. I started showing how this inventors, as you can see, by the age of 7 years. And from 7 years to now, I've been doing some certain good things, as you can see. Actually, the challenges I have to, which I'm passing through, actually is financial now, but by the special grace of God, I'm begging God to bring the help for him to further. From the age of 7, I put him in the primary school where he studied for 6 years, and I also put him in a secondary school where he studied 6 years. And after he took general WAEC, then I put him to take the jam. Yes, I pray always for God to safeguard him and open way for him to do more.
Introduce yourself to us.
Kenneth bụ oke aha m bụ Akụbundụ Agnes. So ọkwanụ mụ a bụ nne Kenneth. So Kenneth bụ nwa m nwoke nke atọ. So mgbe ọ malitere na-arụ ihe ndị a, ọ dị m surprise. So masị ya nwa m ha kọ ele otu isi malite ya akọkwa n'otu o si were bute ebe so since ya na-agbalị so sometimes ọ na-aga ọrụ job ma ọ bụ onwe ka o siri gaa arụ na mmadụ ọrụ $1 ha nyere ya eji ya na-azụ ụmụ ururu ihe ndị a na-arụ so na-ebute from cartons na-arụ ọdụsin then mgbe ụfọkwanụ nweta $1 ma enyekwu ya ya eji tinye aka so n'ime ihe ndị ọ na-arụsi ama m na ọ bụ ihe Chukwu kwadobere so m na-ayọkwa Chineke nna ka o mee ka akara aka nwa pụta ihe mana ọ dị ute enweghị enyemaka enweghị onye ga-ehepụ anyị mere ya dị otu a mana ama m n'ime ihe niile na Chineke na ga-emeri onwe ya otu ụbọchị na ọ ga-adị mma so nwa bụ nwa nwere nrube isi na-atụkwana egwu Chineke wee nọnyekwara na ya ihe ndị a were na-adị n'ụdị mana ihe m na-ayọ Chineke n'ime ihe niile ka ọ rọpụta onye enyemaka nwere ike ikulite nwa dịka Chineke kwere na nkwa na a ga-esi n'ikpofu ndị ga-ekuli nwa ogbenye elu ka o si n'ihe a nwa na-arụ bulie ya elu ka e wee na-ahụta ịdị mma Chineke n'ebe ya nwa bụ Kenneth akụkọ ndụ.
Kenny got balls.